raised his price on this.
Yes, your original, was it 47?
I think it was 47.
It was like 53.
Second.
But yeah,
Could have been cheaper than that.
so I had a motion from Bob, a second from David, awarding Rolling Studs estimate number 8-1.
It's number one.
All in favor?
That was for 42?
This is for 41,687.
Okay. And should we add a date that we want it done on?
It's a great question.
I mean, I want to reach out for December because that's the end of the race season.
December 1st?
Yeah.
First week of December?
Yeah, it's usually around Thanksgiving, which is at the end of the month this year, that the rainy season is considered over. Doesn't always happen that way. Hurricane season is actually over November.
I just don't understand that, right?
November 30th. November 30th.
You
All
know,
the way through Thanksgiving.
we got 80,000 or 85,000, Ryan,
85,000.
and here we go, going with the lowest number for regular power washing, and we've never paid that low since I've lived here. So I'm concerned about the quality of work for that kind of price.
So low I remember us paying was 34,000.
Yeah, but that was, so was that.
I'm gonna guess 5 or 6. So 42 might work. It's scary. I don't like the low bid, but we don't really have another, the next bid that we're looking at is 56. That's a huge difference for the same job.
It's not, well, I wouldn't agree that that's not a huge differential.
$14,000.
I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, as long as Rolling Suds
Well,
is,
that's why I wanted to know their credentials.
yes, is a qualified company and can do it, and we can certainly check out,
It's a commercial power washing drum.
you know, to see that they've had a good record, we should go ahead and do it.
That's power washing, right, Ryan?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then power wash, that's
They're
the
done.
key.
They're done.
Rolling Stud.
They have it. I'll ask another question. Should we go back and visit this other company that does the spray on and do a trial of a smaller area to see if it'd be worth going back to them in the future and do the whole place?
I'd like.
But only on a test,
That's a very, very good idea.
a test on maybe one area, one phase or something like that.
The problem I have with that is the same thing Kenny brought up. What's it gonna look like next year?
Exactly, and that's
We
why
can't do a trial and not wait.
yeah.
We can't, we,
No,
we're
so
not gonna
it sounds like we want to go with traditional power washing now, and that we should be getting some sort of a sample from this other company, so we're prepared next year.
That's it right
If
there.
we decide that we'd like to do something different, and I'd like them to find an area that's not been power washed.
Yeah.
That had a lot of mold and slime, and it doesn't have to be a whole section, it could just be one little section that one of
A
these
section.
people have complained about in front of their house or in the corner. And have this company come put their treatment down, we can see how it works, we'll have a whole year to decide if we liked it.
Yes.
Does that price include him coming back, him or her, whoever owns the company?
Him, Rob.
After 90 days, come back and touch up,
Yes.
do like a punch list of areas that are,
Who are we talking about?
If we're not.
Hey,
happy with
from-
it.
Besides,
right, we need to find out if they can give us aftercare maintenance on the sidewalks, once they get their initial power washing completed, and when that will be.
This is just straight up, Ken. This isn't
No follow-up?
no follow-up, which,
we need to add that on.
Yeah, need to be at
I
first
think
satisfaction.
that adds to that agreement. If there's any need follow-ups,
well, so
within 30 days, 60 days, not a year.
of their work.
Right.
Yes.
That's something that me and Kyle could work on into the service agreement, maybe adding this as some language, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, they have to accept it.
Right.
It's not their proposed, but, you know, if they accept it, I can certainly put it.
I would assume no legitimate company, they accept their.
I would-
I wouldn't go any further. We gotta know right away, it's their fault, not their fault.
Right.
Probably know within 2 days after they cleaned it.
Yeah.
You know, hey, this came back, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't use enough detergent in that area.
Sure.
Something like that.
So,
But generally speaking, I mean, I've seen it done so many times, it looks beautiful when it's done.
Sure.
And then maybe 6 months later, 3 months later, 2 months later, we have a problem in certain areas.
I think we need to have that aftercare with this agreement.
We've got to put in a certain amount of time that's legitimate. when they
Right.
miss them.
So we would have to give it not to exceed amount on this, to include an agreement for maintenance once they're done with their application, to come back maybe 90 days and after that, maybe 6 months later to come back. I mean, that way we would have a proactive solution for 1 year. In the meantime, this other company here, Go Pro, you know, maybe we can do more research on them. Go visit a property or even have them come in here.
I'm gonna have them come here.
It's part of it was part of their proposal
Right.
that they'll come and do a free,
Yeah, the problem is we
demonstration, so.
For that, we need more time.
You asking him to build into this proposal what Hector's been doing versus using Hector? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I think-
The proposal?
I guess you can look at it like that. I mean, I wanna see something that it's not just come in here and get it done, and we don't see him again. And then we have Hector.
we,
I think we need to have this vendor be responsible for his power washing and have a follow-on visit 90 days after, and then 6 months after.
I don't think he'll give us that amount.
No, the 6 months.
He's gotta give us some.
The drainage issue again, but if you could build in what Hector does, maybe at a better price than what Hector does, because we gave him the contract.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think Hector can do it. He doesn't have the equipment to do it. He's been buying equipment as we've been giving him more and more work.
Well, he can handle legacy, we know that.
Yeah. But we need a bigger company, and I don't know this company, so basically I'd like to go that way or put that out to the board that way, to put rolling subs, but we need to investigate it first. The problem is that we don't have meetings that we can do that. We can't talk to each
Well,
other.
I think Brian could probably reach out to them, see what they're, you know, we can always add an addendum to the contract for
That's a good idea. We gotta put something in that's being used.
for them to come back and, you know, I imagine they'll likely charge the district, you know, to come back out down the road, but, you know, you have the money and we can always add an addendum to the contract if we get additional votes for it, so. If we're looking to make a decision today,
We are.
I mean, maybe set a, you know, not to exceed amount that you're comfortable with and.
We could make a decision today and put an addendum in there based on when Kyle comes back and tell us what they're actually doing in another community. So in other words, we make a motion for it. I would make a motion to use the rolling suds at 42,041 and change with an additional, which we'll try for 60 days for coming back to touch ups. They'll probably tell us no, 30, 15 or whatever. It should be noticeable pretty much right away if there's anything they missed. Okay, and get a firm date, starting date, and get a firm finish. And the only time they extend that finish date is if it rains a certain day, they can. Otherwise, I'm tired of people taking forever to get their jobs.
They said it was gonna be 4 weeks, so I have a motion from Bob, a second from David awarding Rolling Suds the power washing bid for the 41,687. And then would you like to just include a not to exceed of your budgeted amount of 85,000 for any additional addendums needed in association with them?
I don't think so. What I would like to include in that contract that we said, okay, that the period of time you're gonna get it done in. And an extra for touch-ups. Let's try for 60, let's say we'll agree for 30.
Not to exceed 60 days or 60
That's
days?
Kenny will make Kenny happy, he understands that.
No.
Better come with that.
Yeah,
He's gonna say no, he's gonna say, we're gonna see it right away anyhow. If they need touch-ups, that's what Blown Away used to do.
It'll be.
To be honest, I think we're going to know if we employ rolling suds, we're gonna know immediately, I
Yeah,
think,
I agree.
whether they're good or they're not.
Yes.
And so therefore, I don't necessarily want to worry too much about putting contingencies on it.
No, but you know, if something shows up.
We're paying for a service, and if they do a bad job,
To me, it's gonna show up immediately.
That's right. and we should know enough to know whether that was good or bad. So I would,
So you know what, just ask him how he feels about that. If he considers himself a good vendor, he's gonna say, sure,
Okay, under the same price, the price will not change.
correct.
Okay,
I mean, touch-up shouldn't cost us any money.
so is the board okay with if he says, hey, no, this is the fixed price, this is all I'm doing? Are you okay with still moving forward with Rolling Suds? Because that's very important.
That's really what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know what added pricing would be for.
That sounds like
The
you're
only thing
saying,
we need to do is to have the HOA board do their apron at the same time.
Yes,
Right.
okay.
And, you know, you can add that based on the height of board agreeing to have their aprons done at the same time.
Verbiage and agreement for 60-day curb.
Satisfactory guarantee.
Use the word touch-ups, it's a nice word.
60-day touch-ups as needed.
That's a condition.
If and as needed, use the word if, so we'll give them an out on that.
If and as needed. So Kyle, you could help me out with that.
Yeah, I'll build that into the,
You're the man.
yeah.
Had a motion from Bob, a second from David, awarding Rolling Suds power washing bid, adding verbiage in the agreement for 60-day touch-ups if and as needed. All in favor?
All right.
Fine.
Opposed? Motion carries. We
Just
will-
remember to have Kyle give you a call about how they're doing and that other.
Yeah, I'll check,
Okay,
I'll check with Maria.
you can probably find out what other communities that you guys represent they're in too.
Yeah, I mean, we have specific vendors that we're looking at, sure.
Where are they located?
The company-
Melbourne,
Rolling
No, no.
Stones.
Melbourne and Palm Bay, they're local.
So they're local.
Okay.
Are they brand new, do you know? I mean, I've never heard the name before.
3 years, Rolling Suds.
So,
Did he come out here?
and it says they're
This individual did
franchised,
come out
they're
here.
they're
Came
part
out.
of it.
Okay.
Rolling Suns Power Wash and Pump.
Yeah, but it sounds like a franchise. that
Oh,
somebody's
30 years ago, 30 years.
I'm still a little confused on the 8 months down the road, 9 months down the road, the slimes on the corner. Are we calling Hector? Are we finding out if this guy can do better or provide us some sort of a
Well, we can do,
proposal?
we can do a competition for that.
That's what I'm
I'm
asking.
thinking since Hector is already pretty much on our payroll, we'll just call him out 9 months if there's any bad spots.
We're gonna need to use Hector because those bad spots aren't going away. The
And
reason
Hector-
they happen, it's not gonna be
I'm
taken
going
care
to
of.
Clorox clean.
Yeah, right. Hector could negotiate too, so I appreciate
You
that.
gotta remember, Hector.
See, when you've got someone else also that's going to be power washing, it would be a good idea to check with both of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move forward with Rolling Suds. I will communicate with the Leland team on the decision from the board today. And then I'm going to have XO Pro do a spot treatment so that we can see how that progresses. And then next year, we could consider our annual or biannual maintenance.
We're gonna get them here right away to do it.
Oh, If we do a 2-year cycle, I'm getting the pressure washing done and did that treatment in between. Maybe just try it one time. You kind of get it.
Play around.
Pick the worst section that you've been told about.
All right, and that is pressure washing. I think the community is gonna be very excited. I will work, what was that?
That was a long
Yeah,
time.
I would,
Yeah.
yeah. I would
Five
work with
minutes of
the
that.
chairman on putting together an email blast to the community once this is all resolved, letting them know
Well,
that.
we gotta work with Hyder
Yes.
before we send anything out.
Correct,
Well, that's gonna be, that's on it, but that he has to get the aprons.
and I'll be working with Bob, to work in conjunction with Haida to prep this whole
They
thing.
have 5-star rating for 3,000 reviews.
That's really good, actually.
Yeah, that's great.
They've done over 500,000 cleaners, but they do a lot of residential too. So I think John's right, they may be franchised out, but they only show Palm Bay as their home office.
And our proposal said Melbourne,
Palm Bay,
but
yeah.
New office.
I don't even know where Palm Bay is.
So it's by policy.
I know. it's
That's
all-
why I think it's irrelevant
Yeah.
if somebody exercising the
It
franchise.
was paid for.
No.
Remember?
Well, they may not, I hope
Yeah,
they're.
it was paid for.
Yep,
Well, hopefully not in this case.
Sometimes when you grab them early, you get more than what you pay for.
Maybe.
Because they want, some other people come in and look at it.
And then lastly, to Bob, we have tab 9, your annual Hoover maintenance. Not much to go into here. You've already reviewed this. This is the maintenance on our pumps, which are very important.
The word to that is absolutely.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we review
approve it.
our
Second.
maintenance agreement with Hoover.
Motion from Bob, second from David, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Since I put that up 5 years ago,
Yeah.
before we had it.
We didn't even have it then.
We gotta wait for, I mean, Joy.
Supervisor requested comments.
She's gotta vote on that.
Start with
Do we?
you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I figured it'd be-
Supervisor requested comments. Start with you. If you have any.
I don't
No.
know.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright.
none.
Let's take maybe a motion for recess, to wait for Joe. Kyle would like to have everybody.
No, I don't want to give everything she has to say. I'm sorry.
I need, we need her
We'll take,
vote on this, so.
All right, do we want to take a quick recess or? do
yes,
we wanna-
take,
All right,
10 minutes, I was hoping to finish in 2.5 hours.
Reese,
2 hours and 40 minutes.
1:20.
4 hours. Up to 4
We'll
hours.
be back, everybody on the record, bear with us.
This was a long one, but you're right, we got to something right.
Well, this was a bit
I only didn't get a call. Hold on, I can see it.
Good afternoon, everybody. The meeting has resumed at 1:35 PM. Back to the chair, who was making a motion
I made
for,
a motion that we renew the annual maintenance contract with Hoover.
and seconded by David.
David seconded. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
And, we went over to supervisor requests and comments. We're up to you, Joe, so don't take another fight. We've already had them.
How'd you know I have some?
We don't. You could say, no, I don't.
No, I have some.
We'll come back to you then. I don't. Kenny?
No,
Good. All right, now we're back to you.
Okay. I'm curious about open house signs and for sale signs on Legacy and right outside of our gate on our property that we maintain. I think it looks terrible for the community when you drive up and you see 15 to 20 open house for sale signs. Some of them are duplicates even. It's not like they're all different realtors. It makes it look like what's going on in that community, that everybody wants to sell their house. And I know the district has a rule about signs. And to me, we kind of like Legacy falls within the same geographical area. And then if we shouldn't have signs, we shouldn't have signs. It should be a simple rule rather than, oh, it's okay if you put them all on Legacy. It's not okay if you put them down the street.
okay,
So I'd like to hear what other people think about that.
well, I'll give you my opinion. About 3 years ago, Susan Swanson, you know her?
Okay.
She kept putting the real estate signs in the plant beds on Legacy. So I called her up. This was a number of years ago. I said, Susan, don't put those signs in there because they're going to run on top of one of the plants. She said, well, I've been doing it like that for years. I'll have to go talk to Carol. I says, no, this is CDD property. Okay, so she obliged and said, okay, I'll put it behind the beds with the flowers on. And I haven't had a problem since, unless you're back to putting them where they were.
It's funny you said you closed her, I spoke to her a few years ago too.
Turn into the community.
Yeah, but she was putting them in the flower
I
bed.
understand that.
Yeah.
The major amount of signs are where you turn in and make the right
Yeah,
to go in there. You know what? If it was my house for sale and I thought you would have wanted to maybe take my sign down, I wouldn't like you very.
Well, you know what? I really think they have approval to make the community anyway. We're not supposed to have open house at my house. Anybody that lives in Melbourne can come. They need approval to come in the gate. The process is the realtor is supposed to advise who's coming for the open houses. So to have all of these signs to me are unnecessary. To me, you're saying, come on in, but they're not allowed to come in. So it seems to be, and it's funny you mentioned speaking to Susan. I called her a few years ago too. And I wasn't in any position to do anything about it, but I asked her about the signs. She had no problem. She said, no. She said, I won't put them up. She said, I'm putting them up because everybody else is putting them up. So I don't think it gains anything to them, and it just, I think it looks bad, and it's a simple rule, because once you say you can have that sign, how are you gonna say no to another sign that somebody might want to put out there? It's easier to say no signs.
Thank you, Joe.
Anna has to take
So
on
here's
this.
what I'm thinking. So the road rights of way aren't CDs, they're HIDAs. So if someone wants to put a sign in the road right of way, they need to talk to HIDA. If they want to put them in the CBD plant bed, then they talk to us and we say no.
Say again that again.
So the road right of way, that you drive on. So there's the black pavement, the curb, a little bit of grass, right? The CDD sidewalk, and then there's like a foot of maybe 2 feet behind the sidewalk. That's what's called the road right of way.
They're not putting them there.
That's owned by HIDA.
They're not putting them there. They're putting them in the middle, down the median area.
Also HIDA's, except for the landscape areas that we take care of.
it's on the hardscape.
So wait a second, what you're saying is the district owns the land, we pay for the landscaping, is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
So
And there's certain tracts of ownership of land, like little lots, if you will, that are CDDs, that are outside of those areas.
yeah, I've seen some of them on the end of a street, there's a section that says CDD.
Correct.
But let's just clear up legacy for me and maybe other people. Okay, I understand the district is gonna pave the road, but I understand we do the landscaping, so the land is owned by the district, the median, the whole inside median,
I'll pull it back up.
that we put plants on, and the sides between the road and the sidewalk is district?
So go to the property appraiser's site. I can pull it back up. So the line work on that will show you the exact ownership, like who owns what. The road right of way, doesn't matter, the median inside it is HIDA's. The district, there's an agreement that CDD maintains the landscaping within that area, but that property.
So
And like, so we, like, the CDD maintains the drainage system. So we take care of the curb inside of the road,
all right,
but HIDA owns.
so it sounds like they're breaking a district, policy, and I should go to the district board because they're not, enforcing their sign covenant.
If they're putting signage on district property, the
I think
district
because
has
the
to.
median is their property and the grass between the road and the sidewalk is their property.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
And the road is not our property either.
I know that part, yeah.
All
Good
right,
thing I haven't seen
It's tricky, but
thank you, Joe. Anybody have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second by John Smolligan.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned at 1:42 PM. Thank you, everybody, for the call. That was a long. Oh, that was bad.
Great. Thank you very much, you guys. You have a good day.